So, have you ever wondered why some React apps load instantly while others feel a bit heavy? Well, React has introduced something that completely changes the game, server components. So, earlier in the React, everything used to run on the client side, basically in the browser. That means even if your component was just showing some static data or fetching data from an API, it still had to send a lot of JavaScript to the browser. React came up with this awesome concept called server components. These components run directly on the server. So instead of fetching data in the browser, your component can fetch it on the server itself and send to ready HTML to the browser. So instead of fetching data in the browser, your component can fetch it on the server itself and send the ready HTML to the browser. So let's see with this an example. Earlier we used to write something like this. We used to use a use effect in order to fetch the data and then render the data in order. So here the component runs in the browser, and after your page loads, it still needs to call the API to get the data and then render it. Now coming to the server component, we do not use any use effect. We just simply call the data and then use it and render the data. So, and this entire code runs on the server. So the browser receives the ready-made HTML, no waiting, no extra JavaScript. The page just loads faster. So basically, the main question is when you should use which one. So server components are greater when you're fetching data, doing calculations, or rendering static content. They don't need use state or use effect. Client components are for interactivity, like handling button clicks, animations, or forms. Basically, anything that needs to render real time on the interaction.